All right. Today is February the 23rd, 2026. This is Monday. All this is kind of relevant because this is the last week in which a lot of us that work for the company that I work for will be employed. There's a big transition happening in the company where they're letting some people go and they're outsourcing and some other stuff. But for what it's worth, there's a lot of concern this week, some fear, some anxiety, some things like that. I discussed it a while back ago, and yeah, it's been about 4 months or so since I found out about it. But for a lot of people, it's probably feeling incredibly real. Even for those who are remaining, I would imagine that at this point it also feels very real because they may feel like, oh, these people are leaving me. I'm losing that knowledge. I'm losing that accessibility. And in some cases, I'm losing the camaraderie, right? So a lot of people have asked me, well, what are you going to do? Or what should I do when this is all over? So here's some thoughts that I've had that are perhaps helpful. I hope that they help you. If they don't, I'd love to hear in the comment section if you've got a suggestion of what people could have. It would be good to be able to read through the comments and get some advice. I'm not the sole provider of all this advice or thoughts or whatever. There's got to be a lot of people out there that have some really good insight into what they did whenever this happened to them. This has happened a lot in the tech industry right now, so a lot of people are experiencing this. Okay, so first of all, can you job search for 8 hours a day? I don't know how you can do that. I don't know how that cannot be demoralizing. You realize that it might take 5 or 6 interviews to get a job. That people are companies and employees are ghosting each other at a record pace. So do you expect to get a job the week after that you're done? No, even if you had something lined up, there's probably going to be a gap through to when you have to do background checks and employment. Let's say somebody's offered you a job, you still got to go through the paperwork to get that. That usually takes, I don't know, 2 to 4 weeks, depending on the size of the company. Smaller if it's a real small company, but in a lot of cases, if it's a larger size company, 2 to 4 weeks. Background checks, drug tests, a couple of interviews, maybe a personality interview or a fitment interview to see if you might fit with the team or something like that. So you're gonna have some time to fill. What can you do to fill that time? Because if you spend all of it obsessing through LinkedIn or Facebook or calling your contacts, it's going to get overwhelming and probably depressing after a while. So here's one. I'm gonna volunteer some time. I've already signed up for a handful of things where I can go out and distract myself by helping someone else. Not so I can sound like I'm some great person who's helping the world, but more that it gives me a purpose when I feel like I need to have a purpose. Another thing that you can do is check on your family. I mean, I live a long way away from my family. So after this little stint of volunteerism, I'm going to head over to them and, I don't know, spend a week or two with them. Something I never seem to make time for, but they're really important to me. So why don't I make time for them? Now's a good time to make time? Yeah, sure. Maybe find some type of community event or exercise that you enjoy doing. If you're not an exercise person, tabletop games or D&D games, so something to where you're interacting with people that share a passion, that have something that they enjoy doing. Maybe it's a video game. I will warn you, I play a lot of video games, but I can't say that that's a social activity. Going to a card shop and sitting with other people to play Dungeons and Dragons in present with them is a social. Going to a climbing gym and climbing with your friends is social. Going to ride bikes with your friend is social. Going to coach your kid's soccer team is social. So like try to make sure that you're incorporating like your activities that involve other humans. If you have any other ideas, like drop them down because personally, I'd like to hear them. I'm gonna have some free time, and I'd love to hear what you guys think is a good use of your time after this is all over and in between the gap between the two employments. So there you go. Hope it helps. And yeah, have a good one and hang in there. It won't happen overnight. It may be a challenging time. In the end, it could be the best thing that ever happened to you. Or it just might be another job. Take care.